How's it going, YouTube? I'm back. As you see, I'm inside again. I was gonna do a video outside, but I've been kind of lazy. It's my day off, so I've just been really drained. Then I just got into working out again, so I'm I'm just tired all the time. If you ever watched my last video for Jovan's Intense Oud, yeah, it's a joke. I did a couple of honorable mentions. One was Armani Privé collection, Oud Royal. And then the next one is actually for this video, Dior's Leather Oud. I guess that you could say this is going to be an impression rather than a review, but I've spent quite a bit of time on it, so I guess you can kind of chalk it up as either or. I don't know if I'm going to ever do a full-on review for this, but this is my impressions from the fragrance. I've worn it maybe about a handful of times, and so I just wanted to discuss about it because I was really afraid before I actually got this sample. I've heard a lot of bad things about, well, I wouldn't say bad per se, but more so unique, I guess that's the word for it. You know, barnyard ass. So needless to say, I wasn't too thrilled to explore this one, and I don't know if I was going to if it wasn't for just kind of like the Oud Vember thing really pushed me to check out more Oud scents and really explore the note and how it can be utilized in so many different ways, which is really nice. So I wanted to discuss about this, what I feel about it, and all that fun stuff. So since I suck, I am going to have to read off the notes from my laptop, because if you go on Dior's website for the fragrance, it's actually only 3 notes from what they say, which the top is cardamom, the heart is cloves, and then the base is obviously oud. But when you go on Fragrantica, and probably this is actual all the notes that were used to create this scent, you get a whole bunch more. So let me begin with that. So we got, throughout this fragrance, we've got vetiver, labdanum, birchwood, sandalwood, patchouli, cedar, beeswax, amber, cloves, cardamom, of course, civet, keyword, oud, another keyword, and leather, keyword. And then you got, just dropped my sample, and then the last is amorous. I don't really have experience with that note, and according to everyone, it doesn't really have a prominent smell in the fragrance anyway. So anyway, what I get from this fragrance, and this is the sample, I got it from Surrender to Chance. For this one, it wasn't much, it was like $12, but you get a really big bottle when you buy for $170, so I guess you shouldn't be surprised it wasn't that expensive, which is nice. So for me, well, let me just spray it on now. So yeah, right off the bat, I get a really strong leathery feel to it, definitely. And this is a different oud than I'm used to normally. Like, most of the ouds I've been smelling, they're medicinal in nature, and this one is definitely not medicinal to me. It's a really nice blend to me. I get that leather, and the civet gives that animalic feel. It's a little stinky, but it's mixed with the other notes to where it doesn't like blanket the fragrance and make you wish you never sprayed it. It just adds this sort of facet to it that is really interesting to me. And when I first sprayed it, I was like, whoa, okay, I thought I was gonna like die from this fragrance. I was scared to hell. But I really actually enjoyed it, which is weird. Yeah, it's just a really definitely strong leather in this, and the oud is there. And once again, the civet, those are the main notes I get off the top. And maybe a little bit of the spices. I do actually get a tiny, now that I've noticed that it has cloves in it, I can kind of smell a little bit of that, the cloves, the little spiciness that they give. It really adds a nice touch to this fragrance, in my opinion. And cardamom, I guess, you know, I mean, I've smelled cardamom in other fragrances. It doesn't seem too pronounced in this one, though, but I mean, I guess I'm not the only one who disagrees with that, because it seems like a lot of people say the same thing. So yeah, obviously the key three ingredients in this are the civet, oud, and leather. But later on, it does, when it starts to dry down a bit more, it gets a little bit sweeter, and it becomes really classy to me. It really becomes sophisticated and just very, very warm, but not like, it doesn't get cloying to me personally. Yeah, it's just some spices in there, and the woods, and just that leather and civet just pounding in your face with the oud. It's a really nice blend. Francois Demachy did such a good job on this blend. I was really surprised at how much I like this fragrance. It's gotten to the point where I'm definitely going to have to buy a bottle of it eventually. I just can't pass it up. I mean, this is really classy stuff. Now, when I say classy, I do feel like it could be worn in a couple scenarios. I would definitely say formal, obviously, and at work, depending on what kind of job you're doing. Like, I'm in retail, but since I'm a shift manager, I have to wear a shirt and tie, so it's kind of like, business casual, I guess you could say. So, I think it works well with that attire. Casual, I'm a nut. I would probably just wear this casually just because I personally like the scent. But, I mean, in an ordinary scenario, I wouldn't say this is the best scent to use. It conveys something. Conveys like a very, like, just masculinity and just power to me. Like strength, not necessarily power, but just like strength in different ways that can be interpreted. And also confidence. That's another thing I get from this. Actually, now that I really smell it, the cloves are in this quite a bit because I have Mona Dior's Vanille, and that has a very prominent clove note. And this one, though, is blended a lot smoother. It's not, over, it's not too much. I mean, vanilla I love, so I can't say anything about that. Its purpose is for that type of fragrance, But for this, if the cloves were too strong, I think it would just come off really weird. And this definitely does not ever approach even though, some of what people say, they would definitely think it's weird. But I personally don't feel it ever approaches that weird sector of a fragrance. I mean, to me, this is just pure bliss. It's so good to me. I really, really am just thoroughly impressed with this fragrance. I just can't speak enough about it. Now, for longevity, I would say it lasts a good 8 hours, and that's pretty good. I don't know what the concentration of the private collection is. Like, I've heard cologne concentration, but I don't think it's that. It's at least an EDT or an EDP because, I mean, it's just, I don't know, I don't feel like it's a cologne concentration, but either way, it lasts a solid 8 hours for me. Now, projection, that's a different thing. I'm not sure too much about that. I've never over applied this. From this 5 ml bottle, I've usually done 3 sprays, 1 on each forearm and then 1 on the back of the neck. If I do 4, I go still 1 on each forearm, but then on each side of my neck instead, because I feel like that projects a lot better. But I mean, if I do 3 sprays, the back of the neck is best because when you walk by, people will be able to smell a lot easier. I asked a coworker, what she thought of it, and she had to get, I would say maybe 1 to 2 feet within me to smell it, and that was maybe, I would say maybe about 3 hours after I applied it, maybe not even 3 hours. So for me, at least with 3 sprays, it's a little bit more pace. It's not going to be one that's going to be pushing out like a beast, and I don't think it's really, the purpose is meant for that. Now that's just how it comes off with me, is that it's decent projection, and apparently in Fragrantica, though, it's a beast mode for everyone and very long lasting. But that's just me. Like I said, I mean, it's a 5 ml, so I'm sure with a full bottle you're going to get a lot more juice out of each spray than you would from a 5 ml. And also, I mean, I can imagine 3 sprays from probably a full bottle, just a lot more juice coming out, and yeah, it probably being pretty damn strong. So I could see how that could be the case, but with this, how I did it, it's just, I think it's just enough. You know, it's not going to gas anyone out, which you don't want to do in my opinion, but it's also going to be noticed, especially if you walk by people, and I do that a lot at my job, you know, or people will be passing me by, so, you know, I think it's a really nice fragrance. Now for seasons, I don't go by seasons, so I would imagine probably more people want to wear it in the fall, and yeah, definitely winter, you know, fall, winter fragrance. It's warm, it's definitely warm, it's not cold at all, so it would work well for those. You know, I would wear this anywhere, even in the heat of the summer, because, well, Florida feels like summer all the time, but you know what I mean. But I can see how this would be very nice in a warm, I mean, a cool setting, you know. It gives it, because it has such a nice warmth to it, it's blanketing, it's very enveloping, this fragrance. So, I mean, if you want to check it out, if you haven't checked it out, I would definitely say give this a sniff, especially, you know, it's a very popular fragrance. I know this, at least in the private collection of Dior, this is at least number 2 in the most popular, you know, known fragrances of that collection. Obviously the first being Bois d'Argent, which I have a sample of, and I will talk about that fragrance in another video, but this one's just about done. I'm going to probably do Eau de Royal next for my video, for my next video, and that's all I pretty much have for you today. But yeah, definitely check this out, please, because, you know, it's not everyone's taste, I'm sure. You know, it's just one of those fragrances I can smell right now, just come off my hand. It smells good to me. It smells so good. So I really like this, and I'm just wholeheartedly impressed, and I'm glad that I really did actually try to smell this one out, you know, despite some of the things I heard, because man, it is so worth it. So that's all I got for you guys today. I'll be back with another video hopefully sooner than once a week. A lot of things are going on right now in my life, so I'm trying to figure out some stuff, maybe going back to college, online college anyway, so how that goes. Hopefully I'll get another video done in a couple days or so, because I really want to do one of Eau de Royal, which is definitely a great fragrance as well. So definitely check this one out, and please like, subscribe, and comment below. Once again, I appreciate all the subscribers and everyone who comments on my videos. I really appreciate your feedback, what you think on this fragrance. Also, please let me know. Anyway, that's all I have for you guys today, so I hope you all have a great week, and be well.